Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Way Back Wednesday. I am Lance Faletogo.
And I'm Sefa M.
And this is a nostalgic podcast conversation about Nickelodeon.
What we gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time.
I feel so official when I say my name in the beginning of this. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It just also you started just real quick. I'm like, oh, Lance gotta go somewhere. This is Hey, we were just looking up shows and movies for this, and I literally just closed the iPad. I'm like, oh, bro, we can start. We good. Hello, welcome to the podcast.
Let's start.
I looked up like, oh snap, he's ready. Okay, now let's get it. I'm with it.
Yeah, definitely looked up and remembered a lot of Nickelodeon info. So really excited to sit down and talk about this with you. Kind of go back and remember what we remember. Before we start, this show, Way Back Wednesday, presented to you by the Polytickin Network. Make sure to check out the Polytickin Network YouTube page, and also the Polytickin stream. What is it? The Polytickin feed?
Yeah, we can call it that.
Yeah, check out the feed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from, where we got new episodes of the Polytickin podcast, Way Back Wednesday, and the Pacifica movie starter kit, all coming out on the audio feed and also on the YouTube page. So definitely check those out.
Yeah.
All right. Nickelodeon. When you think about Nickelodeon, what's like the first thing that comes to mind? Like feeling or a show or a certain character?
Well, definitely the color orange. You know,
Splat
or green. You know,
Ooh,
if you want
slime.
to go to the slime. And I think for me, Rugrats is the show that I think about.
Yes.
Like, because I just remember the orange VHS tapes. Was it Rugrats in Paris?
I think we have Rugrats in Paris. The orange VHS tape. Yep. Yeah. That I feel like I just came across that in the garage, like when we were cleaning up. I was like, oh snap! I wish I could watch this.
You don't have a VCR somewhere?
No, you just got to go online and hope like a movie streaming service has it now. No more VHS.
I got a link for you, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry. Yeah, or they got, at the thrift stores, they got a bunch of VCRs, like $10. I'm like, bro, crackheads used to be dealing these $50 back in the day.
Now they're for 10. I've been seeing a lot of ads like on my social media about digitizing old photos or TV tapes, VHS tapes. You can send it into like a company that'll give you like a USB or a link or something to get all your old family VHS tapes. But
bro, you can buy so if y'all want to do that, y'all could do that. It's a lot, it's easier. But if you got time and if you got the space for some equipment, you could buy the little thing. It's like $150 on Amazon, or I bought it a while ago. And it's like a little screen. It looks like a little, not really a tablet. It looks like an old phone. Yeah. It has a screen, and then you plug in your USB, and then on the other end you plug in the VCR wires. Mm-hmm. And so it serves as like a little monitor, and then you press play, and then you just record straight onto your USB. It's pretty dope.
Okay. See, they probably got a couple of those same machines. So yeah, you could just buy one and do it yourself.
Yeah, I digitized some of the VHS tapes that we got, the family. I was just like looking at myself when I was a kid. Hey, I was a jerk.
You're just like, what was going through this guy's head at this time?
Hey, I was a jerk. Like I was looking at it, bro. Me and my sister was dancing in the living room, and we was just like dancing around, and then she walks in front of the camera. And she starts dancing and stuff. And then I looked at her, bro, and I just yanked her hair, bro. Hey, if y'all, hey, somebody hit me up. If y'all listening to this, y'all want to see that, hit me up, and then I'll post it. Because I got it right here on my computer, bro. Like, she's just dancing. And, like, I'm dancing, she's dancing. And then she gets in front of the camera, bro, and I just yank. And then the camera, you can see the camera looking up, and it goes like that, hella fast. I'm like, I got beat up. I'm pretty sure my mom pulled my hair after that, and I'm pretty sure she pulls harder than I did at freaking 5 years old.
It's
We
like,
weren't even 5. We was
I
probably
got
like
whooped.
9. I was like 9. I was like old enough to know.
9.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, old enough to know that you shouldn't do that.
I was terrible. Yeah.
What is that year? 2001, 2002 ish. What's on?
Oh one, oh one, oh one. Yeah.
Do you feel like you were pushed to violence by the TV shows you were watching? Was
Let's go with
Nickelodeon?
that. Let's go with that. How y'all show me WWF every night and then expect me not to Fuki slam my sister? Like, it's y'all fault. Y'all conditioned me this way. Lance, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, I got you, bro.
Yeah, let's keep Lance. Let's
It's
keep
like
that one.
that's what I watched, what I knew, how I acted. Why did I get beat up after?
Yeah. It's like you guys give me a
Not my
knife and get
fault.
mad when I stab something. It's like weird. Whatever. You set me up for failure, family.
Nickelodeon wasn't showing any crazy violent stuff, were they? I can't remember any like beat 'em up. I feel like Ren and Stimpy maybe was like the most violent.
I want to say, now that we talking, like we mentioned Rugrats, I want to say Angelica got beat up one time by the black girl, Susie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but maybe I was just a kid thinking Angelica needs to get beat up because she was
Like Angelica's the worst.
Yeah.
Stinking babies.
and also I wasn't as mean as Angelica. Like I was mean.
Oh,
actually,
no.
Yeah, I wasn't Angelica mean. But if you ask my sister, she probably say I was. So let me just shut up.
Yeah, aren't you the youngest?
No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest. Okay, so you're
there's only 2 of us, so I'm the
Oh,
oldest.
okay. So you're the older sibling.
Yeah.
That was picking on the baby.
I wasn't picking on her. It's just the camera caught the one time that I ended up starting it, but
the camera just got the footage.
My sister told me that she gets anxiety seeing baby pictures of me because she hated me as a kid.
That's great. It takes her back to that trauma time where she had to have her head on a swivel.
Yeah, I know, bro. And I'm over there like, why didn't you watch Rugrats? She was like, because I didn't want to be in a room with you. I'm like talking like all these shows are like, didn't you? We used to watch. She's like, no, you used to have the TV and I couldn't turn the channel. Like, dude, you're totally misremembering everything. She's like, how do you think you watched 8 hours of cartoons every Saturday? What do you think I was doing? We only have one TV.
She had to go like outside or play with something else.
Yeah. She used to. Yep, she used to be outside playing school. I'm inside. I'm not done watching TV yet. I'm still watching it. I just gotta use the bathroom. God damn, what a bad kid I was, bro.
Did you like separate your TV watching? Like, was it all one channel, or was it like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, other stuff? Disney.
Nah, I was Spider-Man with it. I was jumping from channel to channel. I was surfing. A little bit of Nickelodeon, a little bit of Cartoon Network in the mornings, a little bit of Fox. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of ABC.
Yeah.
Once you get old enough, you don't really care for the PBS channels. But then, when you get older, you watch a little The Game on BET or, a little Shot at Love on VH1. Yeah, I had to diversify.
Different shows. I feel like mostly Disney Channel, some Cartoon Network too.
Mm-hmm.
But Nickelodeon felt like it was kind of the beginning of the kids channel, which it kind of was. Like as far as the history of it, Warner, like the Warner Company, Warner Production Company, things known as Warner Amex back then, had a bunch of like afternoon and weekend kids TV shows. But they didn't have any space on their multiple channels to run straight up kids shows, so they ended up trying to sell them off, and eventually made like the first kids only show TV channel that was meant for kids. And also, I think of the big selling point on it to begin with was that it didn't have any commercials for the first 5 years. Like it started April 1st, 1979. And because commercials were seen by parents as like trying to influence their kids, or they could be like dangerous thinking, is being introduced to their kids. Just like, I mean, selling stuff, toys, cereals, whatever. But parents didn't want commercials, so they ended up making this TV channel with no advertisements, and it was just kids programming for kids. Like you could just
Wow.
put your kid down there and watch it. So yeah, no commercials, kind of like but also because you're not running commercials, you're not making any money for that channel, and they knew that it was going to be a loss. And you know, up to 1984, they were losing $10 million a year just broadcasting Nickelodeon, and they found out that it was not even being accepted by the kids. Like the kids didn't even think it was, you know, all that great. It was more like a selling channel to the parents and making them buy like the cable package because it included this kids channel that they could leave their kids with and kind of watch TV without ads. But yeah, it went through a big revamp in 1984 and started doing commercials, started hiring people that like were responsible for the success of MTV recently. Fred Seiberg and Alan, whatever his name was,
Goodman.
Alan Goodman, yeah. These two guys helped revolutionize MTV and kind of bring rock and roll and music videos back to the forefront and made them kind of like, you know, the channel of a generation. So they were tasked with kind of doing the same thing to Nickelodeon. And after a lot of pushback from the board about the new logo, changing it to the SPLAT, changing the tune, I feel like is what we know. Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon, like that. Seiberg and Goodman hired the Jive Five, was a doo-wop band, and actually got them to come up with like original tunes for like a fresh revamp. So I feel like that 1984 relaunch was kind of built what we knew as Nickelodeon. But yeah, as far as the history, what they started out with, which was pretty rocky, and then now what they are, which is an industry leader for kids TV, maybe dropped off a little bit recently with the other stuff coming up, but I feel like that was a big journey, a cool story, and all those changes to make it more kid focused, so that kids actually like it, and it wasn't just like, oh, this is that boring, you know, PBS like channel that my parents only allow us to watch this one channel. But now it's like, oh snap, there's cool stuff, there's slime, there's kids reporting, there's kids hosting. So like it's made a big change.
That's wild that revamp happened right before we started coming into the picture. Because you couldn't tell me that Nickelodeon wasn't an established like empire when it came to cartoons, cartoon shows, cartoon movies. I don't know. It's like when you grow up and you see these kind of things, you just think it's been around forever. So the fact that it's, you know, from the 1900s, but it wasn't popping until 84, that's news to me. You know, that's pretty cool. The part with no commercials. I remember me and my sister one time, we were watching Disney, and she was just like, you know, weird that ain't no real commercials on Disney. And like when you look at Disney Channel, bro, like all their commercials are it's just promoting either their shows or their products. Like it's not really any commercials outside of Disney on Disney Channel. But now that you say like, oh, but commercials started coming back in 1984, I was like, I remember some toys that they sold. And one of the toys that I always wanted, bro, it was this big old like UFO, like balloon kind of thing, and it was like shaped like a UFO. It was like a flying saucer, and you put like helium in it a little bit, and then you could like throw it to people. And I just remember how hella wanted it, and my mom was like, "Get out of my face."
What you wanna?
It's only 3 easy payments of $29.95, Mom. It's easy payments, not hard payments. Easy, 3 easy.
They break it up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hella remember those. Like I remember you remember any of those commercials?
I was mostly like Nerf guns or like kids playing around, like the Super Soakers.
There was the one with like a rainbow, like rainbow chalk kind of thing, and I remember they were drawing the butterflies with like I don't know what you call it, but it was like drawing butterflies and it was like hella colorful, whatever. I remember those.
Mm.
You know, I remember the
The
what was
Nerf
it?
whistle balls.
Let's just all sports and
I'm just
violence.
like,
And I'm like, oh, look at the UFO.
and I'm like, you can helmet each other. No.
Remember those toys where like they're in a ring and you're pressing the button to punch and you just punching each other, but it's like in person. It's like a video game in person.
Rock'em sock'em
Yeah,
robots.
bruh. That's what we need, man. I need to stick around long enough.
See me in the ring. See me in the ring right now.
No, like a in person like fight with little remotes and then you control. That would be so dope, bro. Like little, you know what I'm
Across
saying?
from somebody else, picking up the sticks and like doing like a IRL in real life video game fight.
Yeah. Imagine like Mortal Kombat in real life, bro. Or
Yeah.
like, you know, you got a little mini card and you put your guy next to it and you start beating up the mini card. I'm saying.
Car in the middle, start having a Mortal Kombat punch off.
Yeah. Why not? You know? So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah.
That was a great callback to our fighting game episode, our last episode. That's nice.
What I do.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, all the fighting games. Check out our last episode, definitely, for a deep dive into those.
And imagine you could get like your little toy, right?
Mhm.
And you can like customize it, put some armor on it, give it a sword, maybe a little, you know?
Yeah.
And then you could just fight. And then your dude's like armor falling off and he's fighting, and, you know what I'm saying? Just in the, you just walk like Pokemon, but not really, and just walking
like
around.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Like, yeah, like, hey bro, what's up? You trying to mini fight?
You pull your guy out.
Imagine like in the future if it becomes popular and then it just like takes over the world and people don't fight no more. They just mini fight. Like, bro, what's up? You trying to mini fight? And it's like a gang war, and you just everybody.
You can do like 2v2, 3v3.
Hey, this mini crib, this mini blood, like, you know, and then like all the gang members pull out their little toy and they just fighting on the side of the, you know what I mean? Oh
Somebody
my, come
pulls
on.
out Goro with like hella plating and stuff, super strong. It's like, how'd you get that? It's like, I've been grinding at this game.
Yeah, you know, like, yo, he got a mini RPG. Yeah, so do like this, like as big as a chapstick roller thing. You know? Come on, bro. We should do that.
Yo, turn the violence into the games, okay? Get out. No more.
Just bring it closer to real life. Let's might as well.
Joe Biden, Donald Trump, have them fight off with their like mini guys. Decided that way.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
we can decide presidents. We can decide laws.
Yeah. Oh, that's
what property line.
That's what you want in the Congress? Mini fight me.
Yeah. My constituents say, fight right now.
Yeah. Imagine them fighting in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You ain't finna overturn my ruling. Quasar lasers. Like,
this is 6v3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Settle it like human beings from America and make it a capitalistic fight. So we
Let's
can
do
decide
it.
these things.
Oh,
good.
No, what you saying?
I was gonna say, are there any other Nickelodeon shows that you can remember or like that you really liked?
I got some favorites.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't the biggest SpongeBob fan.
Same. Like
growing up, I seen it. I thought it was dumb, but like it's on so much.
Yeah,
you can't help but know. Like I know a lot more than the average SpongeBob person. Like I know a lot about. But I've watched a lot of SpongeBob, even though I didn't really care for it. Like if a new episode was on, I was like, whatever. I never was an avid follower of SpongeBob, but I've watched a ton of SpongeBob just over the years. And so,
what would you say is like the vibe of SpongeBob, or like what is like is it funny? Is it silly? What has made it last for so long?
I think people just love the characters. I think the characters, just the fact that you could have like they've done the stupidest things ever, like. You could have like I can't even think like SpongeBob delivering a pizza is one of like the greatest episodes of all time. And like I think when you have characters this well, like just this well written, but also like this loved, like lovable, you
Okay.
can have them sitting in a room not doing anything, and it would resonate with all of the fan base. So I think SpongeBob, like the characters in SpongeBob, are so iconic that like they have free reign to do whatever they want, and people and the fans will love it. So yeah, SpongeBob is a classic for sure. Rugrats is one of my favorites. You know, growing up, everybody wants
Tommy
to be
Pickles.
Tommy.
Yeah.
You know, pull out the screwdriver, escape from jail. You know what I'm saying? Just a cool dude. You know, just the movie that came out too. There was two of them. Rugrats the movie and Rugrats in Paris. There might have been more, but those are the two that I remember. Shout out to Chucky. That was hella sad. Chucky was. You remember that when it was everyone was dancing with their
Always.
mom and Chucky was just.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you know me better than that. Is that the song? It was like one of those Sade songs, but wait, what you laughing at?
Tommy was always so sad and so scared. I mean, Chucky. Chucky was always so sad and scared. Yeah. And just thinking about him, I don't know, Tommy. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Oh, come on, Chucky. Put your shoes on. Let's go.
I remember the one episode that I'll never forget from Rugrats is they was all chilling and Chucky like changed his shirt or something. And when he changed his shirt, Tommy and everybody seen he had a belly button that went out instead of in. He had an Audi. And like Angelica was like, oh, that means he's an alien. And they thought he was an alien the whole episode, bro. And it's so I think it's funny because the first time I seen a belly button like that, I was like, bro, that dude is weird. Like like we was in gym class or something in elementary. I seen a kid like his belly button went out, and I was like, is that I thought it was a bumper, like he had to pop a pimple or something like that.
He's like, no, that's just my stomach. What are you talking about?
Yep, that's how they had the new doctor in town. He didn't cut your cord right. Your doctor was drunk on the job. That's what that means, right? I don't know.
No, it means you're an alien. Like, how many times have you had like older siblings, older cousins tell you something and it stuck with you because you thought it was real?
Well, all the time, bro.
All the time.
You know how often I told people that Onyx was the best Pokemon of all time because he was the biggest. Like one of my older cousins had told me like nobody could beat Onyx.
How can you beat Onyx? He's so big.
We used to look at his like Pokemon card and it was like 9 feet tall or whatever. Who's gonna be 9 feet tall? I'm like, dang, you're right. And then I watched the show and Onyx got beat by a sprinkler system on accident. I'm like, man, get the hell out of here, bro. People got pissed on by the building and he lost. That's exactly what happened.
That's what happened.
So yeah, Rugrats definitely. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to Chucky and all them. What is it? Phil and Lil. Doug was also. You know what though? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Doug is kind of boring. Like I watched it again and it's like I think it's boring because we've been conditioned to like look for punchline and flashy lights and everything. And Doug is very like somber. Like I was watching it and it was just like, hey Patty, like hey Doug. Like just like
hi Doug.
Yeah, it's just like very like chill and it's good though. Like it's good to like wind down. But it didn't hit like it did before.
Doug was like the not cool guy who dreamt of being Quail Man, who was like had his friend Skeeter. What was the mean guy's name? Like the bad guy, Roger, I want to say.
Yeah, Roger.
And then he had the crush on Patty Mayo. It just felt like kind of like a circle of that, like a continuing loop of his life was just.
It's like the cartoon version of the Wonder Years. That's what it feels like. Like very just average, like nothing super crazy,
I liked it a lot though. I don't know what was it. Was it the intro? Was it the shoes?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
might have been the intro.
the theme song was pretty good. The theme song was good, not gonna lie. You rewatch it though. Tell me if I'm tripping. I still liked it. I still enjoyed it, but it definitely was like I was like, like so next pick is Hey Arnold, and with Hey Arnold, I rewatched it and like still as great as it was back in the day. They talked about some serious stuff in Hey Arnold that I wasn't aware that they talked about. They addressed a lot of things. They addressed like, the dude that was coming from China, I think, and it was like got separated from his daughter and then like all of that stuff.
Oh damn.
They was talking about bums. How the husband, wasn't it Oscar or something? I forgot, but he was like a deadbeat and he was like always like just trying to scam his girl out of money.
Oh nice.
That was pretty funny.
That's
but yeah,
Arnold's dad?
no, there was the guy that was in the building with Arnold's dad.
Okay.
This dude named, he was just like, that fool was a deadbeat, bro. He's just always trying to like skip out on the rent or always trying to make money or something. It was just funny. Yeah, Hey Arnold was, and also the music was dope. Like it was very jazzy music. Like whoever scored the episodes, if they call it that,
Yeah.
it was like super jazzy. Like if you listen to it, you'll be like, oh, it's a lot of soul on this soundtrack.
Nice.
So it's yeah, I like Hey Arnold. Did you watch it growing up?
No, I didn't watch a lot of like I feel like SpongeBob, I stopped watching Nickelodeon right when it started.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of like the other big names, kind of like Hey Arnold and the like, I kind of did what you did. I've seen episodes of them kind of in passing, but I didn't watch them, especially back then. What was that? Or late 90s,
Yeah,
early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but definitely the football head. I got a Gerald freaking number 33 red sweater that I wore to Vegas once for like a Halloween party.
Are you a poser?
I did my throw up like as high as possible. I got
for real?
A whole ass. Yeah.
Wait. Well, I gotta check you real quick.
Haircut.
How you gonna do a Halloween costume with a show you didn't really watch?
Yeah, someone was like, "Yo, you should do Hey Arnold," and I was like, "Bet, I got the chucks. I can get this sweater, and then I can just put my hair up."
Yeah.
It was dope.
So you never watched it? Oh, bro, you gotta watch it. I think out of all of these, you should check it out. It's
nice.
They had one episode where this like super cool, like Fonzie looking character was like randomly hanging out with Arnold out of nowhere. And he was like taking him on his motorcycle. It felt kind of groomy-ish. Like it
it sounds like just out of nowhere, some guy's like, "Hey, Arnold."
No, he was like a senior and Arnold was like a freshman, something like that. Okay. And like Arnold was getting bullied or something, and he pulled up and beat him, and like he just became his best friend. And so Arnold started hanging out with him, and it was like he was dissing his old friends, like he was leaving his old friends out. And then come to find out, the cool guy that was hanging out with Arnold and whatever, they pull up to a house they was trying to rob. And the reason why they had Arnold was because the window at the top was a football-shaped window. And his head was the window. And so Arnold, I think Arnold went in and he got stuck. His head was a little too big. And then like the cops came and then they took off. But it wasn't really the cops. It was, and I might be misremembering this, but it wasn't really the cops. It was Arnold's old friends with the little siren sound machine. And the new friends left, and then they pulled Arnold out and was like, "Told you we were real friends." Like,
told you they would leave you.
So yeah, shout out to Hey Arnold, man.
I'm looking at the list of like different shows. I just want to name a bunch of these off so people can remember them. Double Dare.
Okay.
Yep. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents.
That was my show too. Yep.
Well, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Neutron.
That was my other show. It was like I was phasing out. I was phasing out around that time, but yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life, I remember a little bit. I feel like it was that Ren and Stimpy kind of illustration.
Yeah,
All that.
yeah. I think that might be like one of the flagship shows when it comes to like the rebrand of Nickelodeon.
All that launched Keenan and Kel, and then all
Mhm.
that also had I think a relaunch recently, or like within the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Maybe around 2018 actually. But
Mhm.
what would you say? I didn't watch all that. I remember Keenan and Kel coming out after. But what would you say all that was? Because I get the feeling that it's like skits, Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live kind of.
it was like SNL for kids.
Nice.
It was yeah, it was SNL for kids. It was like different sketch comedy, like different skits, different characters. They just pop in. They had a lot of continuity. The characters always come back and just read. It was just really random, but it was funny, bro. It was hilarious. Like so you never watched all that?
I've seen a couple episodes, but I don't think I like was tuning in every week.
I want to say all that was cuz I might be confusing it, but I want to say was Stewart part of all that? The dude with like the makeup on his face and
Stewart.
yeah, he was like super damn man, I'm sorry y'all.
When you say Stewart and I'm thinking sketch comedy, I'm thinking of Mad TV when there was like
Oh,
a
that yeah,
little guy
no.
that was like,
Okay.
"Look what I can do."
Yeah, no. That is Mad TV. I'm tripping. Wow, Mad TV too. Where was that at? Where'd that come from? That was
Mad
like SNL too.
TV. Yeah. I think for Fox. I think it was on Fox, or it was on a different channel than NBC, which hosts Saturday Night Live.
And then they had In Living Color too, right?
Nice. Wait, Fox had In Living Color?
No. I don't know. I think it was like BET or something. But like I'm saying, like Mad TV had it for the younger, I guess the younger crowd,
Mm.
and then In Living Color had it for the colored crowd.
Yeah.
All the brownies and the yeah, like we all watched it. And then all that was for the young kids.
Nice.
And the
Okay.
SNL is for like the older, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like
Okay. That was
SNL's more. Everyone had their little,
yeah.
their show. That was cool. Yeah, and then Keenan and Kel
Yeah.
they had their own show after where they did like, what would you say that was more Key and Peele, more Chappelle show than it was Saturday Night Live, or were they still doing
Nah, it
straight up
was
skits with just them two?
Keenan and Kel was like a sitcom kind of.
Okay,
Yeah.
sitcom. Yeah.
It was just them chilling out and going through stuff.
Where's Kel now? Because I know Keenan's on Saturday Night Live, right? He's
Oh, I was like, which one is which? I forgot. I think, man, I think he was hospitalized like a couple months ago, but I don't know
oh
what.
no.
Yeah, I might be from confusing it, but
Okay.
I don't know. I think they did a Good Burger 2 kind of recently. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen him like pop up recently and then go back away. But yeah, Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Mhm.
More Nickelodeon shows on Nick Jr. Gullah Gullah Island.
Yeah, that's my show. That's my show right there. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a PBS show, but I guess Nick Jr. makes sense. It was in the realm of PBS, so
Yeah. Clarissa Explains It All. Do you remember that one?
I do, but I never really watched it. But I remember seeing it, like, you know.
I think I watched that a lot. The intro when like the parents are being just writing everything up there and it all. That was cool.
I think at that age when I was that young, I was like, I didn't want to watch a girl show. I was like, I want to see shooting and fighting. And
Show me cartoons, animation.
yeah.
Cat Dog.
Oh, theme song. That theme song.
Cat Dog.
Cat dog, cat dog. That theme song go crazy.
I remember Cat Dog being on all the time. I feel like Courage the Cowardly Dog has the same vibe.
Yep.
I don't know if that was on. I think that might have been Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that was. Cat dog, like how do they poop?
Is always the question.
Like, you know?
From episode 1 is like, so do you guys throw up each other's
I don't know. Maybe they have like a random hole like in the middle of the fur. You can't really tell.
It's just at the bottom in the middle.
I just
On the
remember
underside.
the dog being a jerk or no, the dog
Yeah.
being a dummy and the cat just being a jerk. And I was just like, that's kind of how they are. Cats
That's
are
it.
temperamental, and dogs will run into a glass door 100 times if you keep wiping it. So, I mean, yeah.
I didn't know this was Nickelodeon. Dora the Explorer.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
nice.
That's a classic. That's a big show too. A lot of kids grew up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little younger than us, but yeah, swiper no swiping.
Would you say Blue's Clues is more of our Dora the Explorer?
Yeah, yeah. Blue's Clues for sure. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
We just got a letter.
I wonder who it's
Who it's
from.
from.
No, that fool used to draw, and I'll be like, I wish I could draw as good as him. And then, like, you look at it now, it's like, bro, this is trash drawing. And he be drawing like this, like it's this big old notebook. It's just like, bro, what is that? As a kid, I'm like, it's a house.
I'm trying to get my kids to start answering some of the time, but she's just like staring back up at the TV when the Miss Rachel's like, "What shape is this?" And she's like just staring, and Miss Rachel's like, "That's right, it's a square. Good job." And then my kid will be like, "Yeah, good job." And I'm like, "Wait, you didn't do anything though."
You are definitely a parent, because I heard people talking on a podcast about this Miss Rachel, and I'd never heard of her. And they were like, ask any parent.
Yeah.
Any parent with a toddler child, like a young child, they know who Miss Rachel is. And I was just like, well, I don't know anybody with kids. And I was like, oh, wait, now I forgot. Do you have kids? And like, now that you just mentioned her, I'm like, oh, she must be popping.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and yeah, shout out to Miss Rachel. Yeah, check her out if you have kids and you need to leave them in front of the TV for 20 to 40 minutes. Very effective.
Let's just like, here, you watch Miss Rachel. I got a podcast to record.
Yeah, look, just don't yell too loud. Just keep these earphones on.
That explains why he was like, okay, let's start the episode now. Hey, like, damn, Lance.
Go. I only got 2 commercial breaks left. Come on. Yeah. Shout out to Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer. I feel like young kid educational shows. Also Avatar, Last Airbender.
Bro, Avatar is one of my favorites. I had it in my list. I just forgot to talk about it. Did you watch Avatar?
No. I'm sorry. But you did. So tell me about Aang. Wait, so the misogynist brother, like what is
he was just a romantic. He was a hopeless romantic, okay?
What's his name?
Sokka.
Okay.
Avatar is a show about the Avatar. Aang the Avatar, the last Avatar, or the last Airbender. Basically, in this world, there are people who can move the 4 elements. They can control fire, earth, water, air. Mm-hmm. And every like lifetime, there's a different avatar. And the avatar is basically someone who can control all 4. The only one that can control all 4. And so the avatar is born, and each nation gets a turn with the avatar. And so there was a turn for the avatar to be in the air nation, right? And there was this comet. This comet was coming, and it made everybody from the fire nation a little stronger. And basically what they did was they figured that the air temples would have the next avatar, and the fire nation went and they killed all the all the airbenders. So they wiped them out in hopes of wiping out the avatar, because I think the next round would have been in the fire nation. I don't know how it went exactly, but that's what they did. But the thing was, at that time, and mind you, this was like 100 years prior to the show. At the time, that kid, the avatar, Aang, he like did not like being an avatar. He wanted to be a regular kid. He was a goofy kid, whatever. He ended up running away the night that they got attacked. And when he ran away, he got swept into like, the ocean, and he needed to protect himself, and he built a little barrier, and then he got frozen in time. And so for 100 years, there was no avatar. And mind you, before that, there was either an avatar or if the avatar died, the next avatar would pop up. So they didn't have an avatar for 100 years, and people just thought it was the end of it. And the Fire Nation took over, and they were running everything. And then he got found in the ice, and then so the show was just about him growing up, navigating being an avatar in a world where there's no avatar. So they have to like meet people and figure out how to earth bending, fire bending, water bending. So yeah,
When he comes out of the ice, does he not know how to do the water, fire, earth bending?
no, because he was still like 12 and he was still learning. Like it was like a lifelong process for the avatars to learn like all the different usually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and one of my favorite episodes of that is they go to this Earth Kingdom because like the Fire Nation is ruling everywhere, but they still got different kingdoms and they kind of keep to themselves. And this Earth Kingdom is like I think it's Ba Sing Se, I think that's what it is, and it's like a fortress. Like you can't really get in. And so Aang was like, "Oh, I used to go here as a kid with my homie Boomy, and I used to be chilling over here, and like they have like this expressway where like they deliver goods and stuff, and they push them on through, and it's like little carts, like the mining carts. Remember how they used to go on the tracks?
Mm-hmm.
And they was like riding in there and hanging out or whatever. Then they get caught. Then the king catches them, and they had to go in front of this king, and it's this crazy looking dude, this old man, and then that was his homie that he grew up with.
Hey,
100 years later, like he was like an old man, and he was like, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say 100 years later. So now he's like super old.
He's like 112. yeah, he's like super. But that episode was really cool. I like that. That was so yeah, bro. You gotta watch Avatar, bro.
I feel like that was a great explanation of the premise of the show. That was good. That's very intriguing, and it makes me want to watch it. Like, he doesn't have all the answers to start. He's just popping out. I remember that old grandpa, the Fire Nation grandpa.
Yeah,
was like super buff, pretending to be fat in jail.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys. He's one of the good guys in the Fire Nation, man. He's one of us. One of us. One of us. Yeah. So yeah, you got to check that out. If you listening to this and haven't watched Avatar, man, they just came out with the Netflix Avatar.
I was gonna ask, is that already out?
I think it came out last night, and I heard it's terrible.
Oh no!
The creator of Avatar was a part of this project, and then he left it. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, when you watch it, it's not as terrible as the reviews are, and it kind of holds some of that nostalgia from the original. Yeah, but I gotta get on it and watch that. Some of the last Nickelodeon shows on the list: Danny Phantom.
Yeah, it's my show too.
Yeah. He's a ghost.
He's a kid that could turn into a ghost.
And his ghost is like the superpower.
Yeah, he could like go through walls and shoot laser beams. That was a good show.
Drake and Josh.
Come on, my brother. Hug me, my brother. Drake and Josh was my show, bro. I love that show. You watched it?
I watched some of Drake and Josh, but I feel like that's after I stopped watching Nickelodeon. Are they beefing nowadays?
Nah, but the skinny one, I forgot which one is which, but the skinny one is like a pervert or something.
Oh, what?
Yeah, something happened. He got arrested. I'm pretty sure he's a pervert, but I don't know. I might. I know he got arrested, but I don't know what for again.
I was watching some like Nickelodeon research videos earlier, just like YouTube and different Nickelodeon stats, history stuff, and my girl was like, "You taking notes on Nickelodeon?" And I was like, "Yeah." Actually, some guy named Dan Schneider popped up on the TV.
Oh yeah, what a creep! Yeah.
Right, I didn't know. I was like, "Who's Dan Schneider?" And she was like, "He's a creep." Exactly what she just said. Apparently, he like got arrested for being with a kid or grooming it. I think he like went to jail or something.
Hold up, bro.
I might be thinking of a different person. I think the people from Boy Meets World.
That's a different
podcast, and they were like, "Yo, this guy's terrible." But I think Schneider, was trying to groom a kid, and then they went back and looked at all the shows that he was involved in, and there were like a lot of feet, and like situations that you might have thought were funny as a kid, but looking back on now, is pretty weird. So yeah,
He didn't get
definitely.
arrested. He didn't get arrested. He got accused. Um,
That's it.
yeah,
Nothing happened.
I don't care because I didn't hear about it. And it's not like Nickelodeon got a call. Hey, Seth, we arrested Dan Snyder. But
But he was like a big part of the bunch of the old shows.
yeah, so Dan Snyder
Yeah.
was like a big wig at Nickelodeon, and a lot of people have come out. I don't think they like explicitly named him,
Mm.
but Janet McCurdy or Jane McCurdy, I forgot her name, but the girl
Oh
from
yeah,
Salmon
yep,
Cat,
yeah.
she came out with a book, and a lot of people thought that the guy she was calling the big guy or the big man or something like that was him. Um, but it was real weird. Like he was in
Yeah.
charge of shows like iCarly, and there was a lot of questionable stuff, and it had to do with little girls and feet, and it was like real weird.
Yeah.
And there was even on the Twitter account, I remember this on the Twitter account at the time, it was like, hey, if you're an iCarly fan, write iCarly on your feet and send us a picture, we'll retweet you. Like, yeah. And like
Oh.
in the show, I guess that was a thing. I didn't really watch iCarly like that. Like I watched
Mm.
it, but I think that was a thing in an episode and they kind of bounced off it. But like, and then they said there was like uh just a weird workplace.
Yeah.
Like he would host these like like kind of get an Airbnb kind of situation with a place with
Oh, come
like,
on.
yeah, and have like a bunch of kids there so they could practice like a camp. It's like weird. It's like if
Yeah.
y'all look up Dan Snyder, y'all look into that, bro. It's a lot of weird stuff that happened between that dude. And yeah, he need to you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Weirdo. What a
That's
weirdo.
weird. Uh, do you remember Nick News with Linda Ellerby?
No, I don't. I
I
remember
feel like
that.
that's just a little pop-up show. But yeah, those are most of the shows. Nickelodeon also had Nick Jr., Nick Toon, Nick Teen, Nick
You
at
forgot
Night.
you forgot your show Animorphs.
Oh, did I not say Animorphs?
Yeah, you need to say Animorphs.
Oh, see, Animorphs.
Now Lance can talk.
Animorphs, right? No, I feel like I had to have watched the show more, but like I definitely remember those books and seeing the characters on the books and changing into different animals. Like you could see them transforming on the book
Yeah.
cover, and then also you mentioned there's that like the flip through book on the inside. Where you can see them changing over the entire book
Yeah,
into
yeah.
an animal.
Y'all kids with your little iPads and all that, like I don't know what to watch on Netflix. I don't know what to watch on YouTube. Like, bro, we was in the library looking at Animorphs, a guy turning into a hawk over and over. Like, oh my god, did you see it? Like,
what about back into a human?
we're gonna reverse. Like, you kids, bro, y'all don't even know the struggle. There was a real quick. There was a reel. My girl had sent me a reel, and it said, it was like kids in the back seat with an iPad with 1,000 movies and 1,000 TV shows, not knowing how to occupy themselves or how to keep themselves busy. And it was like me in the 90s as a kid, and it was like on a rainy day watching one raindrop make a comeback from the other raindrop who was winning. And I was like, bruh, that's hilarious. That's exactly what we used to do. It was like
keep yourself
dumbest,
entertained. You better find something. Oh look,
yeah.
trees.
We didn't have opinions.
They didn't have entertainment.
Kids these days got opinions, got iPads, they got everything. Crazy.
Yeah, we definitely had to entertain ourselves when we were in the car and didn't have Nickelodeon on an iPad or a freaking headset TV screen or something like that.
That's true.
And now look at these kids, man, terrible. And look at us, the best.
Look at us.
Look at
30
us.
with a podcast. Look at us.
Now we pod to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
A bunch of other, like, I feel like Nick at Night also I was big on seeing a bunch of freaking old, super old sitcoms. Hello.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Lance is about to clock out of the podcast and clock into daddy duties.
Yeah, daddy time.
Hey.
Yeah, we just talked about Nickelodeon. Do you know Nickelodeon? No, you're not allowed to watch it. No, we don't.
Hey, she can watch Avatar. You know?
Yeah, Avatar: Last Airbender.
What's
that?
That's Sefa. You want to say hi? Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, and that that's our Nickelodeon episode.
See see what happens when you guys don't watch Nickelodeon. You end up with kids. So watch
watch the Nickelodeon. I should have a nice little baby to podcast with. Anything else before we go?
That's it, my brother. Go ahead, take us out.
Yeah, this has been the Way Back Wednesday podcast, sponsored and presented by the Polytickin Network. For Sefa M, I am Lance Faletogo. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Fa.
Fa.
You say fa?
All right.
Fa.
Let's go.